Welcome back to End Times Prophecy News for the 3 p.m. report, April 17th, 2007. A fleet of F-35 has just landed in the UK amid tensions with U.S. and Russia. A fleet of F-35A jet fighters has arrived in the UK. From CNN. State-of-the-art jet fighters of the 21st century. I'm not sure, but I thought they were around $100 million a pop. And breaking news, Facebook live killer on the run. Police in 4 new states have bolo order. Facebook live killer is alleged to be in Pennsylvania at the moment, while police in New York, Indiana, and Michigan will all have be on the lookout order for the madman. From the New York Post, and I believe this is this morning. A ping from the cell phone of a behavioral health worker who randomly killed a Cleveland grandfather and posted video of the execution on Facebook has been detected in Pennsylvania, according to a report. Once again, a ping from the cell phone of a behavioral health worker. This man was a behavioral health worker. Can you believe this one? The clue emerged as police in Ohio urged residents in Pennsylvania, New York, Indiana, Michigan to be on the lookout for Steve. That's not his real name, by the way. Steve Stevens, 37, who may have fled Cleveland after allegedly gunning down Robert Goodwin Sr., 74, and 14 others. Stevens' cell phone ping was detected about 100 miles east of Cleveland in Erie, Pennsylvania, authorities told CNN. Police in the city told the Post they were not investigating the case. Stevens worked for Breach Brook, a behavioral health agency headquartered in Peppered Pike, serving children through mental health services, foster care, and adoption, at-risk youth programs, and other services. An arrest warrant was issued for the suspect, who was wanted on a charge of aggravated murder after posting the shaky video of himself confronting the elderly man, a father of 9, a grandfather of 14, holding a plastic bag. Quote, "Found me somebody I'm going to kill," he says chillingly on Easter Sunday. "I'm going to kill this guy right here. He's an old dude, too." Devils all throughout the land. Shark hunter hooks himself a rarer surprise. A shark hunter fishing off the coast of Florida got a random visit from Vice President Mike Pence to his battle with a large small-toothed sawfish shark. From the New York Post. Talk about a rare catch. Elliot Sudol was shark hunting last week for a charity event on Sanibel Island, Florida, where he spent over 11 hours trying to reel in a massive 500-pound mystery creature. But it's what happened halfway through Sudol's fight with the monster fish that made it so memorable. Quote, "Some Secret Service agents show up, search my bags, and temporarily take my fillet knives. Then Vice President Mike Pence shows up with his family and hangs out," Sudol wrote in a Facebook post. He had his 2 Secret Service boats hovering just offshore, one of which he asked to use their sonar to see what this thing was. Pence declined Sudol's offer to reel in what was later identified as a 13-foot small-toothed sawfish. But the vice president lingered around the catch site for 30 minutes, taking pictures with the crowd, Sudol told Wink News. "Regardless of your political views, it's pretty wild when the Vice President of the United States and his family swing by to fish with you, and you're hooked into the fish of a lifetime," Sudol wrote on Instagram. Nice. So there's that. I guess that's the monster fish right there. It could be. He looks like he's at least 8 feet long, 10 feet. Amazing. Elliot Sudol right there. Wildest day of fishing of my life. Donated a shark tagging trip as an auction item for a charity which brought in over $11,000. Got set up before sunrise yesterday to do the trip. Had two huge rods and one smaller spinning rig out. Got a bite on the smallest just after 8:30 a.m. After battling the thing for 3 hours and not gaining any line or seeing what it was, the mystery creature ran out all 600 yards of line. At this point, I hooked one of the big rods to the kayak. See more. We got to read the rest of this one. Oh. It's hard to get. There we go. All right. Where was that kayak? At this point, I hooked one of the big rods to the kayak, got in and drifted away out until finally gaining enough line to return to the beach. A friend cranked me in. A few hours later, some Secret Service agents show up, search my bags, and temporarily take my fillet knives. Then Vice President Mike Pence shows up with his family and hangs out. He had 2 Secret Service boats hovering just offshore, one of which he asked to use their sonar to see what this thing was. We don't know, but it's huge. I continued to fight the creature for 6 more hours. Finally, did he get a lunch break? I should think not. Finally gaining some line. At hour 10, we still had no idea what it was. My thoughts were a giant bull, tiger, or sawfish. Finally, we saw 3 fins break the surface near the beach. Then it took off one for another hour. After 11 hours and 10 minutes, we finally landed this 13-foot-plus-foot male small-tooth sawfish. It was quickly tagged and released, swam off strong and healthy. Not sure what the world record time for longest fight with a fish from the beach is, but 11 hours and 10 minutes might be it. 500-pound creature on 65-pound line. The most physically taxing experience of my life. Hands are covered in blisters and could barely walk today. Sawfish are listed as critically endangered, are very rare to catch. Amazing animal, amazing experience. Thank you so much to everyone who came out and helped. Full video will be out soon. Man, he probably going to be sore for days. Well, at least a couple days after all that. He ain't no small dude either. He's working that 500-pound puppy for a long time. All right, let's bring this down a little bit. There we go. Next story. A plane just exploded near a supermarket, and look who was killed. Man, so many planes falling all the time. Plane crash near a supermarket in Portugal leaves 5 dead. Up to 5 people have died following a light aircraft crash in Tires outside of Lisbon in Portugal, or Lisbon. The plane crashed in a supermarket car park, killing 4 people on board and another person on the ground, according to local reports. The plane reportedly exploded soon after takeoff before crashing in the car park of Lidl supermarket. It had 4 people on board, 1 crew member, and 3 passengers when it crashed. All right, well, that'll be all for the 3 o'clock report. Thank you for listening. God bless you.
If my people, which are called by my name, shall humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then will I hear from heaven and will forgive them.